Hey everyone, I am here to show you a huge time saver when it comes to creating a works cited page. So what I'm going to show you today is how to export citations from the articles that you found into Easybib and then export from Easybib into either Microsoft Word or Google Doc. And you'll see in just a second why this is such a great time saver. I have here on my screen, I have 3 articles related to the topic of arranged marriage in modern day. And so I have one from EBSCO. I have one from another database, which is Global Issues in Context from Gale. And then I found an article in the New York Times, a reputable source, about modern day arranged marriages. What I want to do is get all of the citation information into Easybib from these 3 articles. I'm going to start with the EBSCO article. In any database, you will be given some tools to help you. In EBSCO, these tools are generally found on the right. You can see them, the little icons over here. I'm going to select the export tool, not the citation tool. And I'm going to click on export, which is the green arrow here. And it's going to say, well, what do you want to export and where do you want to export? I'm going to go down to the bottom, near the bottom, and select Direct Export to Easybib and save it. It will ask me, do I want to include the abstracts or the summaries of the articles in that export? I do not want the summaries, so I'm going to continue to import without abstracts. As you can see, this information, the citation information, is now correctly imported into Easybib in MLA 8, but you can also choose to format this in APA or Chicago or whatever you may need to be required to do in your college courses. So that's the first one. I'm going to show you how to do this in the second database. As I said before, each database will give you a set of tools to use. And in Gale, Global Issues in Context, you can see that there are all sorts of tools here on the right-hand side as well. I'm going to click Citation Tools here, and it's going to ask me where I want to export the citation. My first option down here is to Easybib. I'm going to select Export. You can see now that in Easybib, I have my two articles are all imported into Easybib. Now I just need my third article. This was not from a database, so I don't have any tools available to me. The way that I export this information is I simply click on the URL, I copy it, and then I go back to Easybib and I create a new citation. I choose what format I want, which is MLA 8. I select the source type. This was an article I found from the New York Times website, so I'm going to keep it at website. And I'm going to paste the URL in this box and check Cite. It's going to ask me, is this the article you're looking for? Modern Lessons from Arranged Marriages. If I go back and I double check, that is indeed the same article I'm looking for. So I'm going to say yes, go ahead and cite. They're going to say, here's what we found. Please double check the publisher or sponsor. I'm going to continue. And I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to check the publisher or sponsor, which is the New York Times. That is correct, so I'm going to click Complete Citation. Now you can see that I have my 3 citations here on the screen. Why is this such a good thing? Well, number one, they're all correctly formatted in MLA 8, which is something that you don't want to spend time doing with all the obscure little rules that change quite often. It's easier to let the computer do it for you, and it does it correctly. Now what I can do is I can take this entire list and I can export all of them, this entire list. It's going to say, where would you like to export it? I have a choice of either exporting to Microsoft Word or to Google Docs. I'm going to choose Google Docs and I'm going to click Export. And this is where the time saving happens. I'm going to continue to export to Google Docs. And it says your file is successfully exported to Google Docs. View your citations in Google Docs. I'm going to click that little link. And when I do, you can see that I have a perfectly formatted Works Cited page, automatically formatted according to MLA 8 rules. I have a title with capital letters that is centered, which is required in MLA 8. I have double-spaced citations with hanging indents, which is also required in MLA 8. These citations have been automatically alphabetized for me, which is also required in MLA 8. So really, with just a few clicks of a button and with the help of Easybib, you can save a lot of time creating a perfectly formatted works cited page for any research paper. If your professor is going to require annotations, all you need to do is click at the end of the citation and begin typing your, annotation here. As you type, the formatting will remain intact. It's a funny way to spell tact. Anyway, I hope this helps in college. It'll save you hours and hours if you learn to do it well. Thanks, guys.